And see if you can feel a sensation of warm liquid light pouring down over the top of your head and penetrating the scalp so that it relaxes all of the muscles of your scalp and your head. This warm liquid light is pouring through you, over the forehead and over the ears, over your face and over the back of your neck, so that your whole head and all the muscles of the head and the scalp and the face and the neck are all becoming relaxed as warm, liquid, soothing light flows down over your head and your neck and across your shoulders. This warm, soothing, penetrating light is moving through every muscle, inside every gland and organ and tissue, and healing as it relaxes and flows down over your arms, down to your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, and your hands, filling your body with light. Let it swirl around through your chest, your upper back, your shoulders, down into the torso and abdomen, down into your hips and thighs and pelvis. Warm, soothing, liquid, sparkling light is flowing down through your legs, all the way down to the knees, the ankles, and the feet. A river of light is flowing through you that allows you to be relaxed throughout your whole being. Flow with this river of light as it flows away to a quiet, open meadow, a beautiful, pleasant place of grass and flowers, with a brook that flows through. And awaken all 5 of your subtler senses in this meadow. It means see the place. See the green grass, the trees, the brook flowing through, the water flowing over rocks, and the sparkle of sunlight on the surface of the water as it trickles over the rocks. Awaken your sense of hearing here as well. Listen to the sound of the water as it's dancing and singing and gurgling over the rocks. Listen for the sound of running water. Listen for the sound of a breeze in the trees, moving the leaves. Listen to the sound. Put a foot into the water and feel the cold wetness of the water. Smell the freshness of the air. Smell the flowers. Make it as real as you can. Experience all of your senses. See it and hear it and smell it and taste it and feel it. You can even taste the water in the brook. Taste it on your tongue and in the back of your throat. Taste it. As you're moving through this quiet, open meadow, you see a mountain standing before you. It's so tall that the mountain stretches up beyond the clouds. And the mountain has 7 steps, each step like a terraced garden, 7 terraced gardens leading like stair steps to the top of the mountain, and each garden a different color. As you walk toward the mountain, you're coming toward a red garden. The first garden is red, and it causes in you a sense of expectancy and excitement. This red garden is the garden of energy, the garden of stimulation, the garden that says, I want to get to the top of the mountain. I expect to be changed by this experience. This experience of meditation in this next few moments can change the way I see things, the way I feel. It can be a transforming experience. I want this experience. Therefore, I expect it. I'm not just hoping for it. I expect to be changed by this experience. You're setting a cause in motion. Feel yourself surrounded by red flowers in a beautiful... See the red flowers against the green of their leaves. The Doppler garden is predominantly red. Feel red energy flowing up from deep within you and lifting you as you go a little higher up the mountain into the orange garden. The red garden turns into orange. As you go higher up the mountain, you're surrounded by orange flowers. This is the garden of leaving behind all of the things that you don't want to carry with you. In this garden, you can dig little holes to bury guilt and fears and old opinions about yourself things that you don't want to keep alive. Make some little holes here and bury those old attitudes and patterns and habits and fears and guilt and worries. Put them here. This orange garden is the death of who you used to be. And as you go beyond the orange garden and climb a little bit higher into the yellow, you're coming into a garden of new life. This yellow sunlit garden is the beginning of who I can be. I've buried my guilt and I'm coming alive in this garden of sunlight. A new life, a new way of looking at myself, an ability to love myself. Go beyond the yellow garden into the green. The green garden is the garden of the heart. We've gone from red to orange to yellow and now into a green garden. That's like a garden of the cool forest with ferns and moss. And there's a presence here in this garden that I want you to meet. Inside you, there's a little child. And that little child needs love, needs encouragement, needs praise, needs appreciation and attention. This little child in you may be afraid of you. May be afraid because of your self-criticism. He may feel, she may feel criticized, hurt, neglected, not loved. Do you love yourself? Can you hug the little child in you? Meet your little child. There's a little child in this green garden that looks a lot like you. And I'm going to love you when nobody else does. Even if nobody else loves me, if nobody else appreciates me at the moment, I'm going to give myself some appreciation, some love. I'm going to love my child. And I'm going to try to remember to praise you often, because that's what makes children grow. I want to encourage you. See if you can make friends with the little child in you. Give him a hug. Hold her in your arms. And climb the rest of the mountain together. Bring the child with you. And together climb up into a blue garden. This garden has some blue flowers, blue stones, the color of the sky. A garden of clarity. This is a garden of coming to clear thinking. Coming into new understanding. Come through the blue garden, climbing still higher into a violet garden. The violet garden is a garden of responsibility. I want to learn from this experience, and I want to take responsibility to make a difference in my life and in the world around me. So if I can just make it this one more step to the top of the mountain, I want to bring the light from the top of the mountain with me into the world. As we approach the top of the mountain, there's a cloud. You'll have to go through the cloud to get to the light at the top of the mountain. The cloud is the cloud of your unknowing, the cloud of doubt, the cloud that has kept you from enlightenment. But coming through that cloud, there's a ray of light. Just step into that light and follow it right through the mist of the cloud, and it will lead you to a place that is bright as the sun. Coming through this cloud is like walking into the sun itself, the brilliance of the sun. Walk into the sun and let it surround you with light. Brightness that's too bright to even look at. Surround yourself with the light and then become one with the light. You are the light at the top of the mountain. This is where you live. There's a temple up here on the top of this mountain. Take a look at what your temple looks like. This is the dwelling place of the highest that is within you. Your superconscious, God within you, your God self, the real you, the essence of yourself lives in this temple. Make it a great and grand temple. And go inside it. And in the quiet of the temple, ask to know your inner self-helper. Say to your higher self, I want to get to know you. And I want all the fragmented parts of myself to feel confident in you. I want to ask you to be in charge of the way I think and act. I want to call on love to be the force that controls my life and not fear. Speak to love and say, love, take over. Teach me to think love. Teach me not to be afraid. Teach me to have the confidence that I need. And then say to love, your inner self-helper, I want to come to this mountain very often. This same mountain. I'm going to spend some time building these gardens so that I see them and feel them, and so that I can come into this temple and sit down and be with you and learn new ways of thinking and being. You may want to add some rooms to this temple, a place for the parent you, for the child you, for other parts of you that may need healing or bringing together, so that all the parts that you can identify in yourself come together to sit at the feet of the inner self-helper, the higher self, the source of love within you, to learn and grow. You can add a healing room in this temple. There is a great library here. Everything that you need to know may be in that library. You can come in there to read from the books from the Akashic record. There are helpers here in the temple, available to help you through any situation. Come here as often as you need to come, and make this temple a very, very real place. It's where the essence of your soul, it's where the essence of yourself lives and has communication with its source. So dedicate your temple and make yourself a promise to come here again and again. And then come out of the temple into the light at the top of the mountain. You're surrounded by sunlight. And then begin to descend to the temple again, bringing the light of this place into the practical workaday world around you. Bringing the light down, you come through the mist of the cloud into the violet garden of responsibility. From the violet garden into the blue garden of clarity, clear thinking. And from the blue garden into the green garden, where you joined with your child self. And bring the child with you now, from the green garden down into the orange, the yellow. And from the yellow garden into the orange, and down into the red garden of expectancy. And once more, say to yourself, I expect to be changed by this experience. From the red garden, you're back into the meadow. This isn't just any meadow, this is your meadow. Give it a specific description so that you can come back to this meadow as many times as you want, and every time you've imagined this meadow, peace comes over you. The beginning of a meditation experience. Now hug your child again and say, I love you. And return your consciousness to your physical body and be aware of your breathing. Breathe yourself back into your body. Take a deep breath and move a little bit. Stretch your fingers and toes, and then you can stretch and yawn and smile and open your eyes.